Good evening. Thanks for joining us for Music Minute. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry at Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. We're in my home studio this evening, and we're going to take a look at those hymns we'll be using tomorrow in worship. And we're going to go in order this time. So we'll start with our gathering hymn, Lord of All Hopefulness. And this tune takes a form of a petition and response in the hymn. It shows the many faces of God, if you will. So it's Lord of all hopefulness, that's one of them. Eagerness, kindliness, calm. And there's some interesting history in the name of the text of the author, which we won't get into, but she went by many names. So there were a lot of different names that you could search and find for this. The tune is an Irish folk song named for a hill where Patrick is reported to have defied the king by lighting the new fire at the Easter Vigil. So this is Lord of All Hopefulness. You probably will recognize it as Be Thou My Vision for the tune. Such a calm and relaxing hymn. Next, we'll go to our hymn of the day, I Heard the Voice of Jesus Say. And the original title of this hymn was actually The Voice from Galilee, and that is a spin from John 1:16. It's another call-response kind of a hymn, with the first two lines of the text being the call from Jesus to us, and the last two lines is our response. Its author wrote about 600 hymns, so pretty prolific in hymn writing. This is also a folk tune that was brought into use by Ralph Vaughan Williams. Ralph Vaughan Williams is probably most commonly known for Sine Nomine, or for All the Saints. And this was named Kingsfold for the town in England where Ralph Vaughan Williams originally heard it. Come join, I Heard the Voice of Jesus Say. It's also Come Join the Dance of Trinity, and a couple other songs too. It has lots of different tunes, different texts that have been used with the tune. All right, moving on to communion, day by day. And this follows the story of a clock, and I think I've shared this before, but it's worth sharing again. It was a clock that had decided to stop. And so the dial of the clock wanted to find out why the clock had stopped working. And the pendulum had been bored with swinging 400 times per day, so he decided that he didn't want to do that. And so the dial suggested, well, why don't you just do 6 times a day? The pendulum responded that, okay, well, that's all right, I'll do that, but it's not really the 6 or 60, but it's the thought of 6 million times in a lifetime that I have to do this that's disturbing to me. So the dial said, well, bear in mind that in a single moment you can think of the 6 million times that are about to come in the future, but only one at a time is required of you. You don't have to do all 6 million right now. So no matter how you go through the same movements day after day, you'll be given a moment for each one of those swings. And so the writer of this text took that story and says that it's really foolish to put future burdens upon each present moment, and that we should live day by day. relaxing one. And then last but not least, our sending hymn is What a Friend We Have in Jesus, one that we probably most of us know. The hymn was written in Canada, you may not know. There's some confusion over whether it was written for the comfort of the author's sick mother in Dublin or if it was over the death of his second fiancée. So we really don't know. It's a hymn of comfort to many who sing it, regardless. And Charles Converse, the composer of this, was born in Massachusetts, later went to Leipzig where he studied, returned to the United States in 1859, and he graduated from law school in New York in 1861. So it just goes to show you that hymn writers come from all walks of life. What a friend we have in Jesus. A little jazzy walk down with Jesus there. Thanks again for joining us this evening. If you're coming to worship tomorrow, that will be in the sanctuary at 8:30 and 10:30. 10:30 service, of course, will be live streamed on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us. We'll look forward to being together again next week.